So in cases where, black families are split up more often statistically, this would have more to do with black men than white men. This isn't even a white issue if you want to look at statistics. Same with white men being imprisoned. Black people are imprisoned more often in America than white people. In these cases, I think that it's more important to hear what black MGTOW has to say than what white MGTOW has to say. Like, Big J XXX.
Greetings, salutations. I'm going to be petty. Yes. I'm going to be petty with this video as well as to educate while being petty. Ever since Senator Barack Obama, during the run-up to the 2008 election, you had many conservative commentators, talk show radio hosts, TV commentators, if you will use the crime in Chicago to make Chicago seem the worst place on the planet, and only to demonize the first black, yes, I'll say it, the first black president of the United States. And no, don't come with me with the one drop rule. He's mixed, blah blah. No. I already know that. We're gonna sit there and talk about what's really going on. And now on social media, you got videos such as this, such as that, and the third. And then you got fools who will come online making statements like this.
Let me say this, and I'm gonna get off. And this, maybe it's gonna bring some heat to me. But Crimson, and I want to direct this towards her because I'm Chicago. I stay here in Chicago. She's in Chicago. Hey, Crimson, where's the video of all that nonsense that's going on here in Chicago? The violence. Crimson, you did a whole hour live stream about Pearly, but where's the videos at with all the violence that's going on here? And this goes to the other fucking fake ass broads, you fake ass broads that did them long ass videos towards Pearly. All right, y'all, peace.
Get out of there, bro.
Ass motherfucker.
This is too much for YouTube. Get out of there.
Peace out, y'all, man. Thank you, old man. Peace out.
Appreciate it.
What about Chicago? Well, what about Chicago? And let me do this real quick because we're going to put up Chicago's numbers. And since we're going to talk about crime, right? We're going to talk about crime of Chicago. And then you get other people on YouTube talking about, well, Republican, Democrat-led cities. The reason we got Democrat-led cities. Okay. For a lot of you people on YouTube and social media talking about Democrat-led cities, I'm going to sit here and say, wait a minute, what about Republican-led cities? Are there any better? But like I said, here is the Chicago crime rate, the crime index. And like I said, stay tuned to the end of this video because we're going to do a comparison later on. And we're going to tell you who's at fault for Chicago and these Democrat, quote unquote, led cities. And it's not single mothers, It's not immigrants. It's not some quote abortion. None of these issues. That's really the reason is the part about why there is high crime rate. But like I said, keep this pin in your memory because we're going to return back to this in a minute. Now, anybody who know who this person is, this person is Eric Johnson. Yes. Eric Johnson is mayor of Dallas. And let's see what is the crime rate in Dallas, Texas. And yes, let me add race to this because see, everybody want to bring race into every little thing. So let's add race into this. In the term of race, ladies and gentlemen, in the terms of race, it is 42.4% Hispanic, 28.3% white, 23.3% African American. I want you to put a pin in that. While if you look at the crime index, it's 7.71 to every 1,000 residents in the city of Dallas. I want y'all to think about that since we only focus on violent crime. Let's talk to another Republican-led city. Next door to Dallas, there's a city called Fort Worth, Texas, which is very close to Dallas. And Mattie Walker, who is a Republican and mayor of Fort Worth, is the leader of that city. And yes, let's look at the racial makeup. 37.7% for white. Hispanic have 35.2%. And as for African Americans, we have barely 19%. But if you sit there and you look at the crime rate, it's 4.98 to every 1,000 residents. And let me remind you this, that the average, so I got to put this in, the average is 4 to every 1,000. 4K to every 1,000 citizens nationwide. I want you to think about the average numbers. In Oklahoma City, moving along, in Oklahoma City, we got another mayor, Republican, by name of David Holt. And in the racial makeup, it's 52.5%. Hispanic has 20.1%, and the African American community has only 13.4%. But if you go and look at the crime rate, it's 6.4 per 1,000 compared to 4.2 of all of the state of Oklahoma. Now let me remind you, the natural average is 4. What about Chicago? Democrat-led cities. Okay. Are you convinced of what is really the problem? Stay tuned to the end of the video because we're going to go there. We're going to tell you where is the real problem at.
It was a busy weekend for the Oklahoma City Police Department as they responded to 3 separate shootings.
Our officers are trained to withstand multiple calls sometimes multiple calls at a time.
The first shooting happened at the Magnolia Village apartment complex on Saturday afternoon. Oklahoma City police say an argument between two women led to the shooting that left one person with minor injuries. Police arrested a suspect at the scene. A few hours later, only a couple of blocks away, Oklahoma City police responded to another shooting that left one man dead. Police identified the victim Monday as 31-year-old Emmanuel Williams. Around 2 o'clock on Sunday morning, police responded to another shooting, this one in Bricktown. OKCPD responded to a fight that turned into a shooting. Police say shots were fired by at least one person and 4 people were hit. They say those people do not have life-threatening injuries.
I know what y'all gonna say. Well, Big J, she's not Republican. Oh yes, the mayor of Las Vegas, Carolyn Goodman, Mayor Goodman of Las Vegas, known as Sin City. And let me help you out. Let me help you out, because the argument is that Democrat-led cities had the most crime. So let's sit here and since again we got to use the race, because y'all like to use race. That's right, y'all like to use race. So let's bring race up. The white population is 41.1% versus Hispanic population, Latino population of 34% to 11% of Black America. Well, if you look at the crime rate, and again, let me say this again, the national average is 4 to every 1,000, but if you look at the violent crime, it's 5.18. 5.18. I'm going to say it again. 5.18 to every 1,000 residents in the city of Las Vegas, Sin City. Let me move on to another Republican-led city, Mesa, Arizona, right? And you got a mayor, and I forgot his name for the moment, but y'all might have seen him at the Democratic convention of 2024, yet he's a Republican. But let's look at the crime rate. Let's look at the crime rate in Mesa, Arizona. Well, let's look at the race makeup. 60% white. Hispanic is 27%. And is only a small number of African American at 4%. But if you look at the crime, it's above the national average with 4.3. Now, see again, we going to sit here. The question is Republican cities any better than Democrat cities? But like I said, hold on for a moment, because we're going to destroy these arguments in a minute, because like I said, stay tuned into this video. You will see the problem. Let's move on to the city of Miami. And y'all might be familiar with this gentleman here. And I'm going to be fair. This one, I'm going to be ultimately fair. Yes, I'm going to be ultimately fair with this. See, when it comes to Miami, it's 72% Hispanic, Latino, 13% black, and at least 12% white. But if you look at the crime rate, it's 3.88. to every 1,000 residents. And if you look at the national average, it's that of 4. So I'm going to be fair here. But at the same time, it's close to 4. So would that mean because he's at close that it's good to have crime at almost at the national average? Yes, I'm going to be fair with it. It's below the national average, but it's close to the national average. Anyway, let's move on to another city. Oh, and by the way, this cat right there, who is the mayor of Miami, he tried to run against Donald Trump during the Republican primaries. He never had a chance, though. Anyway, let's continue. Moving on to another city. This is Mayor Dyer. Mayor Dyer, Jerry Dyer, is a Republican. And he's mayor of the city of Fresno, California. And since we talk about Republican-led cities, are they safer than Democrat-led cities, namely Chicago? Let's look up Fresno, California. Now, Fresno is 50% Hispanic, Latino, 25% European white, and Asians are rounded up at the third with 13, at least a little bit under 14%. But let's look at the crime rate, ladies and gentlemen, because there's not that many black people in Fresno. So let's look at Fresno crime. Now, mind you, it's 4 to every 1,000 residents in the national average. But if you look at Fresno, it's 8.75 for every 1,000 residents within the city of Fresno when it comes to violent crime. It has the total crime index of 4, with 100 being the safest. I want you to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. Chicago has what? Like I said, let's stay to the end of the video because Chicago is getting a bad rap. But anyway, having said that, the mayor of Fresno, California was the police chief when he got elected to mayor of Fresno a few years ago. You can miss me with that. Next on this list is Gene Stothert. Gene Stothert is the Republican mayor of Omaha, Nebraska. Middle of the country. A state that's not really near the coastline, nowhere near the coast, nowhere near any that's dominated by rural and farmland. And not that many minority groups. So therefore, let's look at the racial makeup on this, right? Now, the racial makeup is predictably 65% white, with a surprising Hispanic Latino population of 14%, or 14.8, I should say, and a black population that's just under 12%. But if you look at the crime rate, and according to the total crime index, is 5. But if you look at the violent crime rate, it's 5.60. Let me repeat that again. 5.60. to every 1,000 residents. I want y'all to think about that for a minute, because we're going to talk about that. See, here we're going to talk about there's something wrong with that. But anyway, better yet, I'll move on to the next Republican-led city. This young man right here is the mayor of Tulsa, Oklahoma, where one of the cities that had Black Wall Street, that hosted Black Wall Street, G.T. Bryan, right? So, since it's another Oklahoma city, another metropolitan area of Oklahoma, well, let's look up the terms of race real quick, right? Let's look at the term of race. 53% white. Hispanic population is 17%, and it's 14.5% black. But if you look at the crime rate, right? Oh my goodness. 9.25. 9.25 for every 1,000 residents. And that's above, when it comes to violent crime, that's 4. Yes, 4 to every 1,000 residents, according to the United States average when it comes to the crime index of the entire nation. What about Chicago? Stop, Big J. Because I'm about to spoil y'all law with a spoiler alert. Let me just compose myself and, to these, what about Chicago folks? Let me just compose myself, and let me just chill for a minute. Let me just chill. Anyway, let's go to the next city. Yes. Let's go to the next city. The next mayor, Republican mayor, is Carolyn from another state from California, another city from California, which is Bakersfield, California. Another major city, right? But let's look at the terms of race, because we know that y'all are into, y'all like to play race games, racial politics here. And let's look at the dynamics, the demographics, I should say. Racial demographics it's almost 53% Hispanic, almost 30% white, and 7% Asian, and there's less than 5% black. So if you look at the crime rate, right? Because we got people on here saying, "Oh, it's black single mothers." Oh, I'm sorry. Let me try to. I'm about to lose my composure again. But you got 5.58 to 1,000 residents, and yet he says again, it's 4 on the average nationwide. And it's not called a safest city. Let me repeat that again. It's 5.58 to 1,000 residents in violent crime. So nowhere on the racial aspect of it, where are these black single mothers and drill music and so forth? But you know what? I'm saying, you know what? We just move on to another example. And as for the final, I know I got more mayors to go to, but I think y'all have enough. So let me go to the last mayor, Republican mayor of a large city with a lot of violent crime. So let's go to Mr. Kaufman, Mayor Mike Kaufman. And he's the mayor of Aurora, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Let's look at the racial aspect, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at the racial aspect. Now, it's more diverse over here, right? Where the white population, because we know like you guys on YouTube like to use race when y'all discuss crime, whether that's the black manosphere or the black conservatives and white conservatives, y'all like every time y'all talking about crime, you always want to sprinkle the race heavy-handedly. But anyway, let's keep it moving. So 42.8% is white of the population. Hispanic population is 29.7%, and the remainder is black Americans with 16%. But if you look at the crime rate, and man, it's a doozy. Woo! It's a doozy. 10.74. Man. 10.74 to every 1,000 residents, and the crime index is that of 2. Yes, 2. With 100 being the, which like you, I want you to look directly at the number is 2. The number is 2, with 100 being the safest. 10.74. 10.74 for a violent crime. I want to know if these are caused by black single mothers and immigrants, or not, you know what? Let me close it down like this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me close it down like this.
And I want to direct this towards her because I'm Chicago. I stay here in Chicago. She's in Chicago. Hey, Crimson, where's the video of all that nonsense that's going on here in Chicago? The violence. Crimson, you did a whole hour live stream about Pearly, but where's the videos at with all the violence that's going on here?
So let's put this to bed, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put this to bed. So let's recap about Chicago, right? Chicago got 5.38 to every 1,000 residents and 6 on the total crime index. Now, let's look at Chicago's income, right? The average Chicagoan gets a per capita income is more higher than the United States, but yet when it comes to the median income is much lower. Maybe the person needs to talk about that instead of shame, blame, and explain about black women and drill music and such. But I'm not done yet. See, let's compare. Let's compare to a city that's nearby, like Omaha. Now, Omaha income is less than that of the United States on average, and still, when it comes to the median income, it's still less. But Omaha's crime is still higher than Chicago. So maybe instead of doing things like this,
and this goes to the other fucking fake ass broads, you fake ass broads that did them long ass videos towards Pearly. All right, y'all, peace.
Get out of there, bro.
Shame, blame, and explain is not leadership. Shame, blame, and explain is dissolving yourself or oneself of blame of what and passing off one's insecurity, anger, and past grievances on other people. You can no longer, I'll say it like this, you cannot use this as a way to show male leadership, strong masculinity. And this is the problem that black conservatives, the black manosphere, and those like these voices you hear can't grasp the concept. They really can't grasp the concept of what is true, honest leadership. Like I said, I got another video coming. It's to Ricky Manor. I got to address that. I got 2 videos on the docket I need to do after this. Might come today or come tomorrow. Not sure. Maybe later this afternoon. But anyway, like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, and donate. That's right. Donate to at buymeacoffee.com/Big J. And thank y'all for the donations from Saturday morning. Anyway, see you next time.